paid for so dearly, with everything that you went through and survived, I want you to take that shit and spread it around and fertilize your garden. And as you do, I want you to notice the changes that happen. What happens to the flowers? What happens to the trees? Is there grass? Yeah, there's grass. What color is it? Vibrant green. Is it soft or is it that? No, it's really soft. I'm like, okay. Once you get all that shit spread out, I want you to go up to the tallest tree in your garden, and I just want you to lay down underneath it and look up at your tree while you're laying down. How healthy is it? It's healthy. I said, it is even healthier now that you've put all that shit down there? Yeah. I'm like, really? So something awesome grew out of all that shit that you paid for so dearly? Yeah. And now I want you to look up and pay close attention to the leaves on your tree. And you'll notice on each leaf is a word that makes life worth living. What words are on there? Close your eyes. What's the word on your leaf?
Joy.
Joy. What's yours?
Love.
Love.
Laughter.
Laughter. Joy.
Friends.
Friends.
Compassion.
Compassion. You mean all of this grew out of all the shit that you went through? And that tree is healthy because of all the shit that you survived through. And understand, from now on, anytime life throws you shit, what can you do with it? Take it to your garden. Sprinkle it around. Lay under your tree. See what new words pop up. See what has come out of your life. Ask yourself, what am I going to be grateful for today? And understand that this can work again for dating, marriage, money, business. And they're all different, yet they're all the same. How many have gone through shit in a business? How would you redesign the walls, the lighting, the seating area? How strong would the foundation be and where would you locate it? How big is, in your business one, is there a safe? What's it made out of? How big is it? One of my corporates, yeah, there was a safe. It was this big. Right? So he redesigned it. It's now about the size of this hotel.
Wow.
He's doing pretty good now. But he also had to redesign the one for relationships with his coworkers. And suddenly he realized that there was a shit ton of weeds. Soil was very acidic. Cactus. He redesigned that and suddenly he was able to talk to his coworkers much easier. Any questions?
What would you do if you came across a garden that didn't have a tree?
What's that?
What would you do if you came across a garden and they didn't have a tree?
What would you put in there instead?
Plant?
Plant. What kind of plant?
An elephant plant.
Elephant
Big
plant.
leaves.
Does it have leaves? But ironically, I've yet to have one client that didn't have a tree. As soon as I ask, is there a tree? There's a tree. I don't tell them there is a tree. They tell me. And all I say is, I don't ask them how many. I just simply say, go to the tallest one. Lay underneath it. Notice how soft the grass is that is growing out of your shit. John?
Yeah, so TJ, how do you lock it in? Is it just by changing the metal construct?
Yes, because when they're done, I tell them spend a few days in this new reality, and then walk out, look at it from the outside, and now we go and you go to something else in the silo. Of course, it fits right in. You start with all the stuff that David teaches with the silos. This is simply another one along the way.
You call this a
I'm
garden?
trying to figure out how do you fit the metaphor to bridge it so it locks in. In other words, I know on a symbolic level, I know that this could represent that, this could represent that. A tree could represent growth or whatever, but how do I bring that into my internal environment to bridge it and lock it and anchor it?
Because you can go back to it. This is yours, your property. You can go here now anytime you want, as often as you want, daily, whatever. If something comes up where you're like, oh, what a shit day. Or where would you like to go to take all that shit?
I say to the garden, okay.
So will you set up right directly after the gray room so they can go into the garden through the back door?
It depends on what I'm working with. If I've got somebody who's dealing with depression, anxiety, or things of that nature, no, I'll go in and the more you do this, the more you'll figure out where to place this. Now again, I've got to come up with another name because David's garden is amazing as well, and it's completely different.
Why don't you call it the green space?
Green space, yeah. There's figure out something, sir.
How did you start? I missed the point where you started.
Picture the standard silo. Come in, you induce trance, gray room, specific or special negativity clearing. You get all those things done, and then I'll just, a lot of times I basically have, in my world, the way I do it, and again, this is me. I see almost like a path, a map that I go through. So I bring people down, and like when they come out of the gray room, I go, and now the path goes to the left or to the right, and you instinctively know which way you want to go. Which way are we going? Right. And that takes me to another location, and it doesn't matter which way they say. They just simply know that they have stepped out of the gray room, and now they're going somewhere else, and it may be to timeline. It may be to whatever, but for me, it's almost like walking them through a map, through a village, through anything that you can picture. It also helps me to envision transition. Hold on.
Just how do you go, like, okay, and your relationships are represented by this garden or something like that? And how do you go about, and this relationship you want to fix are represented by this garden or something like that? I missed this part.
How do I transition for the relationship to the garden, stuff like that? Again, I don't have it set up as a structured, because to me this is almost like a cross between a general and specific negativity clearing. So if I've got somebody who's dealing with, again, like money issues, I get a lot of people coming to me and they're like self-sabotaging. I can build up a business up to here and poof, or I get this up to here and then I self-sabotage. It's just another place where I'm like, okay, so what's your relationship with money? I can bring them in and have them clean up their money relationship. It's just another construct.
The first step where they're getting the lesson, remind me of how you started that first step where they're getting the lesson and then now we're taking the rest of the shit to the garden. So
The first step is magic frame.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Again, where you have them write the lesson down, just like David taught, and then crush it down. Yep.
So this one is, you already know their problem. In other words, they came in with I have problems with relationships, or I have problems with money. You kind of know their starting point. It's not something you have to take out of.
That, or while you're doing work, it may pop up. You know, when, point to where you feel what's going on. When I was a kid, my house sucked. All this stuff, and I feel alone. I'm lonely. I can't find. I can't. I really want to have a relationship. Whatever. You find these keywords where you're like, relationship or money. I keep working on trying to get money together, and it goes to shit. Another relationship. Looking for his headset. Need a battery. Yep. That's what I'm talking about. That also means that David is in the house. I want to thank you guys for your time. I may have time for one or two more questions quick. Was this good? I mean, John.
So TJ, every relationship has its own garden?
That's up to you and your client, but for the most part, yes, because your relationship with money isn't going to be the same as your relationship as home. You can have an amazing marriage and suck at money. So this is where, again, the more you listen, the more you get in tune with your client, it's almost like the universe and your client direct the flow. Once you've done, you still want to do the silo the way David teaches it. Induction, general negative, special negative, go through and all of these different things. This is simply one that I've had such great response to, and I just wanted to share it with you guys.
Thank you.
Let's take a 12-minute break. Thank you for your time.